Today, I will share about my trip to Rovaniemi, Finland, covering days 2nd and 3rd. On the first night, we were lucky enough to see the northern lights, so for days 2 and 3, we didn't have any set plans. This is the hotel we stayed at. It was a room for 2 people with 2 single beds. Yes, it was very comfortable for us. In Finland, most hotels include a breakfast buffet by default, so we enjoyed it for both days, and we were really satisfied with our stay. First, that is rice porridge. It was my first time trying it. As a Japanese person, well, most Asians, I'm used to rice being baked or served differently, not as a porridge. So it was my first time, but honestly, it was even tastier than I expected. And this is my breakfast buffet. Of course, I also had their northern coffee. I'm so obsessed with it during the trip. I had it every morning. First, we walked down the street and found the MacDonald's. I heard this is the northernmost MacDonald's in the world, but it seems it hasn't been operating for a few weeks. Yes, it's a bit disappointing because I wanted to try eating something there. And in front of the McDonald's, there's a large shopping center. There was an H&M, or maybe a pawn shop, a bookstore. Yeah, there was everything. And we also find a drugstore, which is pretty common and popular in Europe, maybe, that is called normal. We walked through the drugstore, and yes, it was really unique for us, because it's different from Japanese ones. I mean, it's full of bright pop colors, and they have their own character mascot for the store. The shop is also designed like a maze, so it's really fun to walk around. And another important point, there is a supermarket on the basement floor. I really love visiting supermarkets in every country because they show the local culture, habits, and customs. It's such an easy way to feel the character of a place. We got a croissant here, we picked one, and then used the self-service waiting machine. After waiting in it, they gave us a sticker with the price and a barcode. In my country, I've never seen something like this. But it's helpful because it avoids using too much plastic. I really respect this system. They also had so many kinds of sandwiches, cans, and the flowers were cheaper than in Japan. I loved the deli section. In Japan, delis aren't really common, so it was really exciting for me. And like this, the sandwiches or some salads, it is so helpful for us to balance the nutrition. We walked down the street again because we wanted to see the main section by that. I mean the place, the city hall, and also the library. Both of the buildings were designed by allthat, who is a very famous designer in Finland. He is not just known for buildings, he is also a famous product designer. In fact, he designed some porcelains, glasses. He designed some glasses pieces in Italy as well. This is a city hall building outside. Yes, it looked very cool, and I could feel the design essence here. Unfortunately, it was closed that day, so it didn't operate. I think it had been closed for a few weeks. I think cause it was a weekend. We both, along with other tourists, were disappointed. I really admired the design here. It was so cool. Next to the city hall, there's a library. Yes, it was really nice too. The design was probably similar to the city hall, since both were by the same architect. Inside, it looked like this. There were so many books, and I think some of them were translated into Japanese. That is pretty famous picture book in Japan. On the left side, they had the historical exhibition section. Yes, it was a great way to learn about their culture. On the right side, they had a lot of CDs or videos, and it was really interesting that you could take them all the books for free. Straight ahead the hall, there is a main library area. The architect was really interesting to me. Maybe is it popular in European countries? They have this kind of circular layout, almost like a moat. We didn't go upstairs, we stayed on the lower floor. From there, we could see the meeting area from the ground level. I think each section of the lower floor was divided by different book categories. One area was where we found Japanese manga and some Japanese books. It was really fascinating to me because in Japanese libraries you don't usually see manga. So I felt a very connection between this place and Japan. We have pretty long distance. It was so cool. Our next destination was not far from the library, so I think we walked about 20 or 30 minutes. We crossed the train tracks in the snow. We reached our next destination, which was a church. And next to the church there were many graves, but totally different from Japanese graves. We could feel the natural there, and I think we don't have to feel afraid of that. We arrived there around noon, and we could hear some holy songs. Yes, it felt really special. Our plan was just to walk around the area, so we didn't go inside, but it looked so beautiful. Okay, next place is the Angry Birds Park. It might sound a bit strange, but Angry Birds was actually born in Rovaniemi, they said. Some pretty famous companies in Finland started here, in particular some tech companies. There was a kind of slingshot game where you could easily take a photo. To be honest, I had never played Angry Birds before, but it looked really good. They had plenty of space, and overall, it left a really good impression on me. As we watched the local children playing, we looked down the slope towards the riverside. There we saw the frozen river and one of the famous bridges. This looks so similar, though, before a river, but it's actually a different place. We walked across the lake on our way to the University of Rovaniemi. Since we didn't have a specific destination, we chose to go there. On Google Maps, it didn't suggest walking on the lake, but we followed a person who was walking with his dog, and he went across, so we tried to follow him. Unfortunately, the university was also closed because it was March and it was a weekend, probably their winter holiday. But still, it wasn't bad for us to walk around. We saw another frozen lake. And then we returned to the center of town. We were pretty exhausted and hungry, so we went into one of the cafes. I said we were in the center of town, but there weren't many restaurants. But as a result, we chose a cute cafe, and my friend ordered a salmon waffle plate, while I ordered the salmon salad. Both salmon dishes were pretty tasty. I feel like salmon is really common in the Nordic region. maybe even a bit too much sometimes. But still, both meals are delicious and I was really satisfied. Finally, in the evening, we booked a Northern Lights hunting tour with dog sledding. But I have to tell you, tours are sometimes it's dog sledding or snowshoeing or floating on the winter lake and so on. However, if you truly want to see the Northern Lights, you should focus just on the tour itself. For following the Northern Lights, just only it. They picked us up at the hotel and we got on a small bus. We drove past Santa Claus Village and kept going and going until we suddenly reached a very dark place, not bright at all. We got out of the small bus and followed the staff to a small tent. Inside it was really warm. We roasted sausages and marshmallows and talked with the other tourists. It was so tasty and I had never experienced something like this before. It was really fun, not just for me but for my friends as well. Most people booked the tour as pairs and each pair went one by one. I think we were in the second or third group. The staff picked us up again and took us to the place where the dogs were. While we were staying at the tent, we could hear the dogs barking in the distance. Finally, we got to meet the dogs. I expected them to be more so huskies, but they were not only huskies, they were also more muscular dogs. Of course, they were still some huskies, but each dog had its own strength and ambition. Yes, it looks like that. We were able to ride with them. It was so cute. They would keep barking. The threat was faster than I expected. I think maybe 30 or 40 kilometers per hour. The dogs didn't rest for 10 or 20 minutes. They just keep running with the whole time. It was an exciting and really amazing experience for us. So, the last two places. First, it was a coffee house in the center of Rovaniemi. We wanted to relax there that day, so we came here. It looked really cute, with lovely cakes, but we just ordered coffee. They gave us what I think was a Finnish chocolate, and it was quite tasty. This was our last night in Rovaniemi, so we really wanted to try reindeer. The day before, we had seen a live reindeer, so we were a bit conflicted, but we decided we should try it since you can't eat reindeer in Japan. That's the second place. We booked a restaurant called ROKA. We were able to book a table through Google Maps at 5 p.m., which was the only slot available. We ordered a glass of wine and reindeer steak and salmon soup with black bread. Everything was so tasty, it's easy to see why this restaurant is so popular. Reindeer is kind of like high-quality beef, but more tender and without a strong, wiry taste. So this was the end of our Rovaniemi trip. That night we arrived at the Rovaniemi station and took the Santa Claus Express, the night train to Helsinki. Yes, it was a really great experience for both of us. I think in Rovaniemi there aren't that many famous sightseeing spots, but we could enjoy the natural beauty both in winter and summer. I'm so glad it could help you have an enjoyable stay in Rovaniemi. I'd be really grateful if you gave us a like or subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time!